G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Another day, another Trident maple. Because it's spring and it's getting to the middle of spring, lots of foliage, lots of growth, lots of trimming back needing to be done, lots of maintenance. So this is what it's about. So today I think you guys would have seen an old video of mine if you've been following me of this Trident maple. You probably can't even see it now. This one was a very unusual looking base with multiple roots and growth coming down and multiple trunks, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it in terms of styling. And I knew there was a nice trunk over this side, knew there was one in the middle I wanted to grow, and there was this big one over here. Now this big one over here is probably done too much. It's grown a lot and it's kind of dwarfed everything else. Although this tree is developing nicely and I think it will be a very nice tree, I can't see anything at the moment. And another problem I found is these leaves are quite large, plus the stem that the leaf is growing on is way too long. Now what I'd like to see is half that size at least, and half that length of that stem. So this is a problem. Now, because this is the first year I've had this tree, I only had it for a short time, but I did an initial cutback styling just to see what it looks like. Now that I know how it's growing, this tree needs to be, for me, it needs to be defoliated now. So it's got these huge long, as I said, huge long leaves. Look, I'll cut this one off and show you. Look at that. It's such a long, you can see against the scissors, such a long piece. The stem, whatever it's called, patula, I can't remember, but that's too long for bonsai and too long for this tree. On this side it seems to be a bit smaller leaves, but it's very long again. So I have a question. I'm thinking, looking at this tree, this might have been a fused some, let's say 2 or 3 tridents fused together, even though they might have been the same seeds, from the same seeds, etc. They always grow differently. It possibly could be that, because some of the leaf characteristics are a bit different. This leaf characteristic is a bit different to this leaf characteristic. This seems smaller and squatter, and this seems longer. This looks totally different to the other one. So it could be 3 trees in there or more that have been fused together and different branches. So it could be a very funky looking tree in the future. Maybe in autumn it'll look really different, because some parts might colour up earlier, later. There'll be different colours in autumn. So that's maybe what we can look forward to. But what I want to do today is pretty much, I want to defoliate the whole tree, cut back, and then re-evaluate what I need to do. Because I remember up here there was actually multiple trunks, and I was thinking about air layering at one stage or cutting back. But now looking at how heavy this is, I need to actually, although it's nice, it gives you that natural looking tree, it just looks so overgrown. It doesn't really, looks like a bobblehead. I don't know how to explain it. It looks like a bit of a bobblehead, bit of a big head on the tree, and there's nothing much else. So I kind of need to balance out the growth. I need a bit more growth out here, so I need to develop some of these branches. So maybe some of these branches have to be wide out a bit more this way, just to give that depth. And this just needs to be reduced a little bit. So let's see what we do today. But I'm gonna, defoliation is just pretty much going through. I usually start at the base and cutting, just cut all the leaves off. Just cut all the leaves off, just simple as that. Just go through, cut all the leaves off. I'll leave some of these branches that I need, but I'll still cut the leaves off. Maybe I'll leave the tip only for this one because I'm trying to grow it. But anything that's small and nice inside I'll leave, like small buds, etc. I'll leave alone. But everything on the outside will be cut back right back off. So what I'll do is I'll put it on time lapse. I'll defoliate the whole tree so you can see the process, and then I'll come back and show you what I've kept, what I'm doing, and what I'm gonna cut back, etc. So stay tuned. Alright, so defoliation complete. So you can see what I've left with. So you can see I've left some of these little shoots in here that are really in close, which is nice. Now you probably can see the dilemma in here. Do you see how heavy all that growth is and all those branches are? And that's what's causing such a big problem. Now I was thinking about air layering, but I'm gonna not do that. I think I'm just gonna trim off what I don't need. Maybe treat them as cuttings, maybe they'll take, but it's really not looking, they're just too heavy. It's really heavy up in this area. So I need to think about which I want to keep maybe 2 or 3 branches up in that area and then grow some smaller ones out. Try and facilitate that. Do you see? So I've got left this guy here because I want to try and get him bigger and longer. I need to get these guys bigger and longer, but this is causing me a lot of grief. So I'm going to just start initially with taking out anything that has huge internodes, taking out those. So let's have a go. So I can see this guy at the back, way too heavy. He's no good. He's going to go. The total thing's going to go. But there's a nice smaller one at the base. So let's see how this goes for now. So I've taken that out. There is a nice smaller one in here, so I might leave that, but I think I'm going to have to get rid of this whole bit. Now I will seal those wounds, and I'll show you what I do. Oh, just careful. So already looking better. Now if this guy is just positioned better, we might have a nice branch in there. And there's a nice shoot just at the base there that could develop in time as well. Some of these are too long, so let's come back. Something, you know, a bit nicer. That's a much nicer thickness to deal with. I'm just going to keep an eye and make sure it doesn't bleed. I think it's okay this time of year. I'm just going to reduce some of these back ones here as well. Just doesn't need such long branches. So this side looks okay. This is my biggest concern, what I'm going to do with that. I do like this branch. I think I've mentioned that before, and I do like this branch. Maybe they can be used instead and replace this one. Considering now we've got a nice small one at the back. We've got this one. This one's a problem. This one's very ugly. Again, it's very thick and long and not doing much. There is a nice couple of shoots at the base, so I'm going to take him out. So that's gone too. So looking at it now, this is a nice bit of growth. There's a nice little branch at the back here. There's some nice shoots back here. There's this nice thin branch up here, and this is like, now you can see how bad that looks in that angle, in that spot. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to carve some of these dead bits back, just because they've made a bit of a bump. So I'll carve all that out as well. Some dead bits in here, which is unfortunate. That would have been a nice spot. Look at some nice branching that I can regrow. But I hope everyone's agreeing that this is very ugly and in your face, and easily can be replaced by, if I can maybe a bit of wiring that up a little, and then develop a more deciduous, natural looking tree out of it. So, okay. Alright, so I'm much happier with that. I'll just have to do a bit of wiring and get these positioned a bit better, but that's about it. I'm going to cut all these dead stubs off. I'm going to reduce this guy a little bit. That's a long internode. This bit's dead. Much better. Oh, keep going. It's a bit too heavy. Sounds nice and fine, that stuff's now. So I can just wire that up. Wire this maybe up like this way. Try and develop. Oh, that's a bit dead too. We've got lots of shoots in this area. Very nice, but it's a much more nicer taper. Now once I wire that up, I'll wire those two like that, possibly. I'll bring this guy a bit more down and up. So just to start to fill in this area. So that was my main concern. The rest of the tree is looking good. This is a little weak, this branch. So I don't know, I'm thinking I like that and I like this. This could be gone soon. Let's put it that way. But I'm going to leave it for now. I think it's good where it is. I've got this nice long branch up the back here. Now I might, maybe that can be grown as another trunk somewhere. Maybe it can be grown out this side. Yeah, it probably can be grown out this side. Gives it that length and width, so a bit more length and width on this side. Get these growing more longer and fill in this area. And now that that's gone, I think we got a good chance of growing those. So yeah, I'm just going to do some cleanup work around this and then seal them and leave it at that. Actually, I was thinking about wiring, but I think let the tree grow and recover. So down here, I haven't even looked down here yet. This side's doing really well, nice and healthy, but such long internodes already. This probably just needs a wiring as well. Like you can see if I wire these guys out, much nicer tree. So just going to reduce them a little for now. Nothing too dramatic. These are all just a little too tall. There's no the internodes are not very good. Like they're very long. Like I'll show you the internode. Ooh. So that's how long it is. Too long. Regardless what I do, they got to be cut back. But yeah, I can see I can grow a nice tree in here. A nice deciduous looking canopy in there. This is very average looking at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to clean up these wounds and then I'll seal them up, and that'll be it for this tree. I'll just inspect the tree a little bit more. I think I took a big, let me have a look. I think I took a big chunk out of here. Wow. Anyway, I took a big branch out of here and I put some putty over it, and you should see how nicely that's healing over. So that's really good. So I'll just put that back on. Okay. So I'm just going to clean up these wounds and I'll put the paste on, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so I couldn't help myself. I had to do some wiring. So I've wired some of the main branches in this area, wired the two top ones, just bringing this back in and bringing this around, and I wired those two bottom ones just to get them into the direction I want. So I've come down and then brought them back up, come down and brought them back up, trying to do more deciduous looking trees. So I think if possibly in the future, see how this tree develops and how much growth I get in here, I could remove this middle one. I just don't think this is adding much value right now. Maybe it will change, maybe it will change in the future, but it doesn't look that nice now with that one in there. I like the two trees instead, but let's just leave it for now and see how the rest of the tree develops. It looks a bit weaker than the rest of the tree. Like this is very strong, this is very strong, and that's quite weak. So I'm just going to see how it goes, see how it plays out, and see if it develops over time. Just putty, use that putty, that grey, that brownish putty that you get. This one, use this one for the bigger wounds. So just tried to carve those back so it's a bit more tapering, so it doesn't look so fat. It looks still a little bit fat, but I'm hoping in time that will just gradually go away because there's less branching up there now, so it shouldn't really fatten up too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and I'm going to leave this tree and let it come back and show you the new foliage. Hopefully the foliage changes. It really wasn't very pretty. It's very long stems on it. So that's it for this one today. Catch you guys next time. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel, and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. See you next time.